Shores in a few weeks. Brent and I just did a little drive around the golf course. The build is coming together nicely. We could use a few more days like this. So if you guys can help us with that weather here Memorial Day weekend, we would appreciate it. But we truly do appreciate all of the support of this championship. And you've probably heard me say before, for those who know me, it's really more than just a golf tournament. It truly is a community event. And we look forward to showcasing Southwest Michigan again. And though this is the sixth time and the final time with KitchenAid being our title sponsor here at Harbor Shores, we at PGA of America are extremely proud of everything we've been able to accomplish with our friends at Whirlpool Corporation and KitchenAid, and I see Marcy's on the call, and what we've been able to build with the Makers Trail 19th hole and bring different activations to life and supporting various businesses throughout the community with this championship. We look forward to doing that again one more time in a few weeks. And again, just a thank you for all of your support of this championship, and we look forward to having an awesome weekend and you guys coming out, bringing all of your guests and really having the time of their lives. The field is shaping up to be one of the best we've ever had. Steve Stricker, who is our defending champion, will be playing here for the first time at Harbor Shores. So excited to welcome him here. A few newcomers in Stuart Sink and Lee Westwood will also be in the field, plus all of our defending champions, Colin Montgomery, Rocco Mediate, Bernard Longer. The list goes on and on. So not only are you going to have a great time in your hospitality venue, but we're going to be seeing some great golf here, as the golf course is in phenomenal shape right now. So really thank you for all of your support, and I'll kick it over to Brent.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. To echo Brandon's comments, thank you all for not only your support of the Senior PGA Championship, but also for attending this Know Before You Go meeting. These meetings, I think, were kind of the brainchild of Murphy, who heads up the services side of our hospitality business. You know, there's the sales side on the front end and the services side on the back end. And Murphy has brought this to life. And in the past years, I would always get questions, you know, where do my clients park? Where do I get my tickets? How do I do this? How do I do that? Which is understandable, and I'm happy to answer them. But the goal of this meeting today is to maybe preempt some of those questions and provide the answers before the questions even come to life. So after this meeting is over, a couple of things to note. One, there will be a video recording that I will send out so everybody can refer to it if you need to in the future. But in addition to that, if there are questions, please don't hesitate to call or email or text me. You know, my job now is, my job was twofold. First of all, it was to convince you to buy, and thank you for doing that. But now my job is to make sure that you and your guests have a first-rate experience during the championship, and we want it to be fun for everybody. And as the host or the planner of your package, I want to make sure that fun and that enjoyment not only is for your guests, but for you as well. So do not ever hesitate to call or ask any questions, but hopefully this meeting today will answer some of them before they even come to light. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Murph.
Thank you, Brent. So just a few housekeeping items before we dive in today. We kindly ask that each of you all stay on mute until we pause for question and answer sessions. We will be pausing several times throughout today's presentation to ensure you have full confidence before arriving at Harbor Shores. Secondarily, there is a chat function in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you wish to type any questions, we will have a moderator answering those questions if you prefer to type it and not go off mute. So we'll be pausing, and if there's anything, certainly pause us or raise your hand, and we will be sure to address your questions. We'll get started today. Isaiah, how about you drop the link to the planner site in the chat, so if anyone wishes to follow along today, they can. But we will get started. I'll present my screen. All right. So the link that Isaiah just dropped in the chat is the Hospitality Planner website, and this is your dedicated resource for everything that you need to know about your hospitality package. So the first thing, if you're on the website, I'm simply going to go over to the Know Before You Go section, and we're going to review several items today. The first item I'm going to start with is the course map. So the course map that you see on my screen is not yet finalized. However, we will be distributing and updating the planner website when the course map is final. We're just buttoning up some verbiage and some text to ensure that everything is properly displayed and spelled and everything like that. So we will be updating this and providing a link at the bottom of the screen if you wish to download and print a PDF of the course map. But I just want to call out a few things. Harbor Shores is a very spread out course. I know we have a very veteran crew on the call that has been here several times, but it is very spread out. To help with your guest experience, we do have a trolley, and all of the trolley stops are detailed on the course map. So that is a convenient factor that you have in your disposal to get your guest in and around Harbor Shores. One thing I just want to reiterate is managing expectations with your clients that are attending. And what I mean by that is just saying, Harbor Shores is spread out. Please anticipate, some heavier walking. Be sure to dress comfortably. It is going to be a little bit more than your typical golf course, but it's beautiful, and I think everyone will enjoy it, especially for those folks that are returning. It's very important to note that on the course map contains your access codes that correlate with your hospitality venue. So I won't go into too much detail, but it is a important aspect to relay to your clients that on the course map, it will say, we have a reserved skybox on 15 green. That's where you need to go. The access code, it is a very intuitive experience once your clients look at the course map, as well as on their digital ticket, which we'll dive in later on the call today. It tells the guest exactly where to go. So a few other items to call out about the course map. The main entrance is very similar to if you've attended the Senior PGA Championship here before. It has the first tee, the PGA shops, the ADA accessibility tent, everything that you need to know as soon as you enter the grounds. Before I pause for any questions about the course map, I want to quickly talk about parking, and this will answer some questions and tie into the course map. So each of you, if you haven't already, should have received your physical Lot A parking passes. And Lot A is at 201 Graham Avenue. It's right next to the main entrance. It's a very convenient lot for U.S. hospitality purchasers, and it's a great perk that comes with your hospitality package, having that preferred parking and that close access to the main entrance. Furthermore, once you park in Lot A, it's only a 3 to 5 minute walk to the main entrance, so it is a very convenient lot. However, just to manage expectations, the parking lot service is grass, so just communicating if a vehicle doesn't do well on the grass terrain, you may want to reevaluate, or if it gets wet, just managing those expectations that it is a parking lot that is grass. So just the more that you can manage expectations that Harbor Shores is a large course, it's spread out, just these little tidbits that will help manage your clients and ensure that they're having the best experience. Tying both the course map and the parking together, an effort by the PGA of America to ensure our championships are fair and equal for everyone and ensure we're having a great experience. The parking lot, as well as all of the venues on the course map, are ADA accessible. So if any of your guests have a wheelchair or a scooter of any of that, their experience won't be diluted. All of our venues, our concession stands, the main entrance, they are all ADA accommodating, and we will have several volunteers assisting, as well as our hospitality staff, ensuring that your guest has a wonderful and great experience. So once again, if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the chat or simply go off mute. And with that said, I'll pause if there are any questions about the course map and or the parking breakdown.
Doesn't look like there's any questions in the chat at this time, Murphy.
Okay, thank you. And if a question should come up about parking later in the presentation, feel free to pause us and we're happy to return to it. And once again, ensure you have full confidence. The next thing I want to communicate to you all are the hours of operation. So as you all know, this Senior PGA Championship is only active Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Your hospitality venues, as well as the grounds, will be open all of those days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I won't go into too much detail about the time slots, but I highly encourage you all to review these time slots, communicate these to your clients, just to ensure that they're having the best experience possible. When should I arrive? When's the bar open? When should I start planning my departure? This hours of operation is a very convenient breakdown for you, just to communicate to any clients, pass this along, so they're planning their experience and it's an enjoyable experience. One thing I think is a good tip for each of you as planners on the call. We are expecting a high volume of spectators and traffic around Harbor Shores during Championships Week. So the more that you can communicate these hours of ops and manage expectations that, hey, traffic is going to be a little bit heavier than usual due to the scope of this event. So we encourage you to kind of have your clients inflate their arrival and departure times, just so their experience isn't getting off on the wrong foot, and they're arriving, they're getting through, and they're kind of like, man, I sat in traffic for way too long. So the more that you can communicate this, the overall experience will be heightened for your guest. So once again, I won't go into too much detail, but I highly encourage you to review these. They do differ day by day, just dependent on the play and the broadcast times. But one of the most important takeaways about the hours of ops is all of the hospitality venues open at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and they close when the final putt drops for the day. So your guests are getting a lot of hours of hospitality experience, quality food and beverage service, and obviously our hospitality team is there to provide a world-class experience. So highly encourage you to review these hours of ops and pass them along to any of your clientele. Before I pause, I just want to review the next item, which are prohibited items. I won't go line by line about what you can and cannot bring, but do encourage you all to review the prohibited items. I think the most important takeaway is our PGA of America bag policy. Our bag policy is that the dimensions all bags must adhere to a 10 by 10 by 10 size. That may differ from any local sporting events or concert halls. So just encourage you to communicate that to any of your guests. The bags do not have to be clear. They just have to fit that 10 by 10 by 10 dimensions. If you wish, we have provided a link at the bottom of the screen for you to download and print the prohibited items, or feel free to email it to any of your guests, just to manage those expectations, and they're not arriving with an oversized bag. They have to go back to their car, once again diminishing their experience. So at the end of the day, it really is just managing expectations, communicating the proper information, and then as soon as we get your guests on site, we get a drink in their hand and quality food, and they're watching the best senior players in the country play golf. So highly encourage you to review the prohibited items and pass those along to your guests. With that said, I'll pause if there's any questions before we dive into the next piece of our presentation.
Yeah, Murph, just one question in the chat right now, asking if we're going to send this information out just due to the print on the screen being a little small. Kevin, I don't know if you can see the link I shared. I can send it again though, but this will go to the website that Murphy's presenting, and you should be able to find all that information there. But if any of you have issues getting to that website, we're happy to get you a printout with that information and another method.
Excellent. Thank you, Isaiah. And yeah, whatever you guys need, we'll certainly provide to ensure that you have you're equipped with all the information that you need. The next item I want to review with each of you is the PGA of America weather policy. As you all know, we are conducting a major championship outdoors, which does present its challenges. Not that we will have any inclement weather, however, we do need to review the weather policy. So on the right-hand side of my screen, you see a yellow weather warning sign. If this is posted, and if it will be posted, it'll be around at the hospitality venues, on the leaderboards, and several other places throughout the course. If you see the yellow weather warning sign, this is simply raising awareness that we have some inclement weather in the area. Play has not stopped. The players are still playing. Nothing has stopped. The bar is still going. Food and beverage is still going. It's simply raising awareness that, hey, we have some inclement weather in the area. Just a heads up and start preparing should it get worse. Now, in the event that the weather does turn for the worst and we have to post the red play suspended sign, this does mean that play has stopped for whatever period of time until the weather has passed, and it is best for you to seek shelter immediately. One convenient item for each of you on the call is that you did purchase into a hospitality venue. But I just want to level set with each of you that dependent on the severity of the weather could determine if we permit access into the hospitality venue, as they are temporary structures and the safety and the well-being of each of you is our foremost goal. So should some very, very bad weather roll in, our staff will be posted at each of the hospitality venues, letting you know whether it is safe or not to enter the hospitality venue. Let's say it's just very heavy rain that they can't play through. The hospitality venue will most likely stay open. The bar will stay open. The food service will stay open, and your guests can still enjoy their experience. However, should the weather turn very, very bad, and let's say a tornado, and we ask everyone to evacuate immediately, we will communicate that accordingly, but we will most likely not allow access into the hospitality venue, just since they are temporary structures and we want everyone to be safe. So weather is a very dicey subject, as it is all dependent of the severity at the moment, but we will have our staff well equipped informing you whether or not it is safe to enter the hospitality venues, etc. So highly encourage you to communicate that to your guests and just familiarize yourself with that, so you know should we have any inclement weather roll in. But I doubt we will. Are there any questions about the weather warning policy before we dive into the most important topic of the call, which are tickets?
Nothing in the chat at this time, Murphy.
Okay, excellent. So probably the most important item of the call today is the ticket presentation. So I'm sure most of you are wondering, hey, I've purchased my hospitality venue, I've paid. Now, when do I start getting my tickets and distributing those to my clients? So we have actually begun the ticket distribution process for the Senior PGA Championship. However, due to the high volume of spectators, all of our tickets are going out in waves. So some of you may have received your email from SeatGeek letting you know your ticket's available, or some of you may receive it soon over the coming weeks, just dependent on how we are getting through the client list and everyone attending. So rest assured, every one of you will receive a link, and we will go through those step-by-steps now. So just to level set with each of you, our ticket provider for the Senior PGA Championship is SeatGeek. I think each of you will be overall very, very pleased with the functionality of SeatGeek and how easy it is to manage your ticket inventory and send those to your guests. One other item I want to call out before we dive in is all tickets will be digital. And the reason we decide to do digital tickets is, let's say I send Brent Curtis a physical ticket and he lives a couple hours away with me. He becomes sick, can no longer attend the event. That ticket's stuck a couple hours away. However, since all the tickets are digital, if you send a ticket out and your guest becomes sick the day of, you can get that ticket back and invite a guest, just to ensure you're achieving that return on your investment and all your tickets are being utilized, and there's no tickets going unused. So as Brent mentioned, there will be a recording of this call, so I'm not expecting each of you to remember verbatim what we're saying about the ticket instructions. It is posted here in the planner site, which is live, but I will dive in just the step-by-step instructions on how you manage and get into your ticket account. So as I said, we're sending out tickets now in waves. So once your name is on our list to send tickets, each of you will receive an email from info@seatgeek.com. And I'll go by the step-by-step rules here, but it is a very intuitive experience. It's no different than attending a major sporting event when someone sends you tickets. But please look out for info@seatgeek.com, an email, and it will go to the email address that you all provided where you would like your tickets sent. So that email will be arriving over the coming weeks. And when you receive that email, you just follow the steps. And the steps are, the first step is I'm going to click connect account when I receive that email. Once I do that, I'm going to click register. This is a very, very intuitive experience. Please note that. I'll click register, and I'm simply going to enter the email address, my first name, last name, and create a password. It's very important to note that you must use the email address that you received the initial SeatGeek email at. We have taken the liberty to create each of you a SeatGeek account. However, when you do this process and set a password, the ownership has been transferred to you. So we've taken a big step out of everything. However, you just need to follow these steps and enter a password, which creates transfers the ownership to your account. Once I have entered my email address, my first name, last name, and reset my password, I'm going to click connect. And this is, as I mentioned, just transferring the ownership from the PGA of America to your personal account, and then you're finished. You're able to log in. It's very important to note that this is a one and done process. It takes no longer than 30 seconds to take over your account, but you only have to do this once and your credentials are reset and you can log in to SeatGeek at any point in time. Just a few items before we pause for any questions. If you already have a SeatGeek account registered with the email address that you sent us, your tickets will automatically be deployed. But as an extra set of checks and balances, you still will receive that email from SeatGeek letting you know that your tickets are available and you need to connect your account. If you do not have a SeatGeek account, you will still receive the email letting you know that your tickets have been deployed and you need to reset your password and get a SeatGeek account. So I'm sure that was a lot to take in, but it is a very, very intuitive experience, and simply reference the step-by-step instructions and just follow the email on how you get into your account. It's very simple. We just deployed tickets for the 2024 PGA Championship, and we have about 10,000 hospitality clients, and I think we've had about 5 emails asking about a question. So it's a very intuitive experience. I can't express that enough, and I think each of you will be very pleased with SeatGeek and its functionality of how to transfer tickets. So I know that was a lot said, but are there any questions about SeatGeek before we dive into how you transfer those tickets to your end user?
Yeah, Murphy, just a couple questions in the chat here. First one is, can we change the email that the ticket email will be going to? And Bruce, yes, if you haven't received any tickets yet or any emails from SeatGeek, if you just want to get with Brent and confirm the email that you want those tickets sent to, we can get that updated so they'll go to your preferred account.
Yeah, the email that I think they're going to is another individual who may or may not know what's coming. So I just want to circumvent a problem.
Yeah, no problem there at all. If you just want to confirm that email with Brent, and he can get that information over to us, and we'll get that corrected for you.
Thank you. I'll send you an email, Brent.
Perfect. And then next question, Murphy, I'm going to kick this one to you. If I split my suite with someone, will both of us do the ticket or the account linking process, or does this just get sent to one of us to distribute all of the tickets?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So if you did buy a share of a suite, each of you will receive a respective email, and you will receive the amount of tickets that are in your sharing portion. So let's say, for example, I'm sharing a 40-person suite with a partner of mine. He is to receive 20 tickets or whatever the division is. I'll receive the other 20, and each of us will receive an email from info@SeatGeek.com. So each of us have our own individual accounts, and we can manage our ticket inventory accordingly. So if that didn't answer your question, please let us know, and I'm happy to dive into further detail.
Looks like we're all good right now, Murph.
Okay, very good. So once again, the very intuitive process of how you get into your account, I would say it takes no less than 30 seconds to a minute, and it's a one and done process. So once I've taken ownership of my SeatGeek account, I need to now start transferring those tickets to my end user. The overall ticketing transfer process is very, very simple, and we provided instructions here at the top of the screen if you wish to transfer tickets via your laptop or your Apple device or your Android device. I do recommend that for those of you on the call, because you are acting as hospitality planners, is to transfer tickets off of your laptop. It's an easier experience than doing it on your cell phone, which is a smaller screen. However, it is very easy on the cell phone. You just have to type in someone's cell phone number and send how many ever tickets that you wish. So those step-by-step instructions are posted for your review. But for the purpose of this call, I'm going to review how you transfer tickets on your laptop, which I find to be the easiest experience. So as I mentioned a little bit ago, I've connected my account, that one and done process. My credentials are set. I've reset a password. I can now log in. So we provided the link at the top of the screen, which you can always log into and access your SeatGeek account. I highly recommend you bookmark or save that link. However, you can just simply type in SeatGeek in Google and log in, and you'll be able to get right to your ticket inventory. So the first step is, if I want to transfer a ticket, I'm going to log into SeatGeek. And for the purpose of this call, I'm using Valhalla, but it will be the same. You'll just see a branding update. But once I log into SeatGeek, I'm going to see all of my tickets in order: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm just going to click on the day that I wish to transfer. So for this example, I'm going to transfer a Monday ticket. I'll see all of them broken out. I'm going to click on the day that I wish to transfer. I'm going to click Monday, and I'll see the send button very right in my face. I just click send, and all I have to do to send a ticket is type in the end user's email address. If your guest has a SeatGeek account, the tickets will automatically be deployed into their SeatGeek account. If they do not have a SeatGeek account, they will receive an email saying, Murphy Sheets has sent you a ticket. Please create a SeatGeek account to claim this ticket. It is very important to note that each of your clients will receive an email saying, hey, Murphy Sheets has sent you 2 tickets for Friday. Please accept or deny these tickets. And when I say accept or deny, this is a good checks and balances for each of you on the call, because you are able to monitor who has accepted your tickets, who's still sitting on those tickets, or who has declined those tickets. So it is a very convenient feature going digital, because you can retract tickets. You can invite guests who can't attend last minute, but you can still use all of your digital ticket inventory. So all I need to do is type in the email address of who I want to send tickets to, and then I can change the quantity. So let's say, for example, I'm inviting a family of 4 on a Saturday, and he or she has 2 little kids. I just have to send one person all of their tickets. So I can simply toggle on the quantity that I wish to transfer on and send one family a bulk order of tickets. So this whole process is no different really than attending any major sporting event, and you guys will find it very, very easy. So far I've logged into SeatGeek. I've selected the day that I wish to transfer on. I've typed in my end user's email address and the amount of tickets that I wish to send. And then all I have to do is confirm the send. And as I mentioned, each of you will be receiving an email, as well as it will display on your account who has accepted those tickets, who's declined those tickets, or who's still sitting on those tickets. It is very important to note that when I send a ticket to someone and he or she has accepted that ticket, they are now the rightful owner of that ticket, and I no longer have privileges to cancel or take back that ticket. So just in saying that in different words, so say I were to send Brent a ticket, he accepts it, he now owns that ticket entirely. I can't cancel it or do anything. Say he accepts the ticket and becomes sick the day of the event, he can simply send that ticket back to my email address and it will go into my inventory. But that's the overall transfer process. I think I've been sending several tickets, and I've got it down, can do it with my eyes closed. So I think each of you guys will be very, very pleased with this process and shouldn't add any extra pressure to your day jobs or your experience, and all of your guests will be pleased. So are there any questions about how I either log into my SeatGeek account or how I transfer tickets and manage those tickets?
Yeah, just a couple of questions, Murph. The first one is, when is the latest date that clients should expect the ticket email?
That's a good question. I would say no later than 14 business days. We're really making the hospitality clients a priority ahead of the general public. So once again, you guys should be receiving that email very soon. And we have a checks and balances to ensure that as well. But to answer the question, around 14 business days would be the latest.
Perfect. And then one more question, and I can take this one. I plan to send tickets to colleagues who will forward on to clients. Are there any technical limitations moving forward? And Teresa, no, there's no limitations there. If you send that ticket to a client and they accept it, they could then send that ticket to whoever they wanted. If they weren't able to make it and shared it with a family member or a friend, they would be able to do that. And that's kind of just pending your instructions to your clients as far as if they can't make it, whether you want them to send it back to you or if that's all right for them to send it on to someone else. But that's very, very possible for them to do.
Yeah, and just expanding on that one, there is no limit on the amount of times a ticket can be transferred. So that's another convenient factor of going to digital tickets.
I think that's it in the chat right now, Murph.
Okay, very good. Well, I know that was a lot of information we covered today. I'm sure it's drinking from a fire hose, but many of you are veterans and have been to Harbor Shores and done this dance several times. So a lot of what you'll experience is the same. We just have a different ticketing provider in SeatGeek, which I think has been our best yet to date. So that does conclude our presentation. As Brent mentioned, we will be providing a recording if any of you need to refer back or reference the recording. And the planner website is active and live, and it contains all the information that we reviewed today. So we highly encourage you to reference any of that. But I think most importantly, as a part of our jobs, we're here day and night, and we're available by phone, email, text to ensure all your questions are met prior to arriving on site for the Senior PGA Championship. And we just can't looking forward to you and express our gratitude for being hospitality purchasers for this historic major championship. So that will wrap up our presentation, and just can't thank you all enough for attending
just a
today.
few more questions came in while you were wrapping up there.
Sure.
The first one, Soroya asked if is it possible to change the email address contact for the SeatGeek administration? Yes, that's totally possible. If you just want to send an email to Brent with the proper email address that you would like used for the SeatGeek admin, just let him know that. We'll get that information from him, and we'll get those tickets sent to the proper account. Another question, did we get an email with, I think this is Planner. And if you're referring to the Planner site, I can drop that link in the chat one more time for y'all's reference. But we can send that out along with the recording, so you all have that as well. And then one more question from Teresa, and that's, I haven't seen reference to the concierge services for guests. Is that available again this year? And Murphy or Brent, I'll kick that to you.
Yeah, that's a good question, Teresa. We are still working to finalize that program. The simple answer is that we intend to have that program, but a key condition to that is having the proper staffing to execute it in a way that is acceptable and not sort of on a half-hearted attempt. So it is our intent to have that program available as it was in years past. But as I sit here at this very moment, I cannot say for certain that it will be. I can just tell you that it is our intent to do so.
Perfect. Thanks, Brent. Looks like that is all the questions at the moment, Murphy.
Okay, excellent. Well, once again, thank you all for joining, and please know that we are here to serve you guys and answer any questions should something pop up. But we feel that all of the information is contained here, and we just can't wait to see each of you in May, later this month.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.